And then he talks about specific graphic references. He talks about Safa. He talks about, yeah. A lot of the book is about pieces in his repertoire.
That's cool.
And this stuff on Feldman. Yeah.
Oh, which felt on the
King of Denmark.
Okay.
Yeah. The solo. It's all about his solo. It's all his solo repertoire.
Okay.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Sweet.
Hey David.
Yeah.
Do you have to sign into the photocopier to be able to print from it?
Yes, it's the last 4 digits of my
I got it. It's on the thing. I just thought it would print out, but it didn't.
It usually does. I haven't printed in a long time, so I don't know what Matt would know more recently.
Yeah.
Okay, should I try to run this?
Yeah, is it coming through?
Matt?
He just stepped on. Looks like he just stepped on.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it is.
Do you want me to just turn it up?
We're on. And you want to just turn on the stopwatch?
Oh yeah.
It's not a stopwatch, but just like a timer.
And the only other thing I'll say with this, sorry, I forgot, is that I think it sounds cooler when the speaker is down, when it's playing back.
Okay.
It doesn't matter for record.
I'll probably just leave it the whole. I'll probably just go. And then which way is rewind?
Yeah, so that's the thing, is that I don't know, in terms of
That way
placement,
is
that way's rewind, it goes pretty fast, and yeah, and record is just both.
Of course, it's both red and.
Both red, and I just have the volume at max, I just
Yeah.
checked it's at max.
Okay.
I think it's up. So do you want to try playing it and see if you can? Otherwise, I can get Matt just came in. So.
Hey Matt. You get some sound. Should I be back far? Am I going to feed back?
Probably, but we'll deal with it. Let's just see.
I mean, it's just as easy for me to step back 5 feet. Like it's.
Well, I'll likely move the speakers because they're way far back.
Oh yeah, they are.
So just do your thing and then I'll see what it's like.
All right, I'm gonna try to run this and we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Allison?
Can you tap on the
On the mic.
Nope. Can't get the printer to work.
Try that again. Had to turn the computer off. It does make such a difference. Okay. So what did you like? So what did you like?
I liked how it was variable gestures. Because like yeah, your instincts were great with that. With like, oh yeah, some short ones, and then like, oh this one's really there's some color here. I'm gonna explore that. I really like that. I think maybe once the tape is going, I should put something about like, ooh, is it louder? Oh, okay. Like it's like full aggressive mode maybe where like
Okay.
you use the maybe like there's more pressure and stuff,
Okay.
and just hearing it I'm like, oh,
Just
it
make
kind
it
of feels
denser.
yeah like
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. I think I don't know. I'm a little torn. I'd be curious your thoughts on in the section where it's like the hands alternating. Like I feel like my initial thought was that it would be like more back and forth,
Okay.
but in order to kind
I
of
blended.
save that
I
sound.
blended. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I like that. That sound has more interest, and I think maybe if the part with the tape has that aggressive sound, then that works.
Yeah.
So I think what you did there is
So yeah.
good. So,
So,
it's
that
like
makes, so I like the yeah. I had my instinct was to try to blend it. So
yeah,
I
I
was
like
doing
that.
that.
Yeah.
And then I was. So one of the things, some of the things that I noticed.
Please, yeah.
And we're thinking along the same lines. So like when the tape turned on, it was very subtle.
Yeah.
Was that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't have any perspective on it because I was in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It was like, I was, the drone was going and I hit the record, and so when we played it, it clicked on like,
Boom.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I don't know. Yeah, I mean it could like go one way or the other. Like I don't know if that's advantageous or not.
I wasn't expecting that because I
Yeah.
haven't been hearing it like
Yeah.
through PA, and I feel like maybe it's cool because again with like using the intense pressure, knowing that's coming because maybe it's like, oh, this is a clear like this is a section change.
Yeah.
Um,
But I could, depending on what I'm doing, sneak it in more.
that's true.
Do you know what I mean? Like if we're doing just like as a matter of sort of trying it. Hey, Reese. Hey. Like just as a matter of trying it. this could work with alternate, like really slowing it down and letting each sound be.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay. And then I could. Still loud. Hold on.
What if maybe,
The idea, what I was thinking is if I gave it more space and turned it on in between, then we could maybe fade in the, you know what I mean?
my only other thought with that is, I think I like this idea. What if? I'm trying to remember how this one works.
Is there any chance you can move that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because the
sorry.
speakers is back.
I could fade it in too.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like volume down, and then like yeah. And if there's a drone going, that might. Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, let me try that.
Okay.
What's that sound?
It's just,
It's just a little resonant feedback.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try much more space at the beginning between tones.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, and then the only other thing on mine was like, I just want to
A sharper echo.
maybe a little bit. Just to see. I forgot about that.
So that there's theoretically more of a.
Theoretically, more difference in the
Between
thing. Although you were doing an awesome job of finding the different ones.
All right.
Oh, and then my only other thing is, this is more for me, but you say, I realized I'm going to put a label on each Evo that says which direction to push the button.
Yeah. Because it is. I mean, I might remember, but I'm probably not.
It's easy to put a label on it. I just realized that as we started, I was like, I should just label them. Yeah.
I was thinking that. I was thinking that. I should just label them. I'm gonna play until about. I'm gonna play until about till like 8 or whatever, where the recording ends, and
Yeah.
then we can, see what we think about what we just did.
Great.
Maybe a slightly condensed.
Yeah.
Cause it's pretty dramatic, it could be like, we could try to get it really loud.
What are you talking about, the tape or
The whole thing.
Just the whole thing,
Whole thing? Oh.
like, should it feel overwhelming at times, or should it be mellow?
Do you think it'll be I think it's nice if it can be loud,
Yeah, me
but yeah. As much as it's like,
I like the idea of it being weirdly aggressive for doing very little.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Same.
Possibly.
It's not loud enough?
no, it's not scary yet.
It's not
I
scary.
think we're looking for the quality
It's
of the
very a lot of
sound.
feedback though, yeah,
Yeah.
so, but you can hear a lot of detail though too.
Yeah. For the quality of the sound, you don't want it too quiet. Otherwise, it kind of doesn't fit. It's something
Yeah.
that seems like it should be gigantic.
There's a really aggressive character to it. There could be a really aggressive
Yeah.
character to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
But we're gonna have earplugs, so people can
There you go.
get.
But you wanna be able to hear the
I mean,
detail. It's
I'll-
nice to, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
agree, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Well, I was just gonna say, I don't mean for it to be painful, but just for you to feel it as well, you know? Feel it like in your body, cause it's loud,
Yeah.
but not to where it like hurts your ears.
Yeah. And
Well,
you can
yeah.
hear the details.
Yeah, the
and stuff.
details nice.
Yeah, like
There's a
when
lot going on.
when the beats are beatings happening and stuff, yeah.
It's kinda nice to be able to get into to the details. If it's too loud, you might not do that, right? You might just be like,
I mean, I think it becomes a taste issue at some point. Like, and everybody, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, earplugs are partly emotional.
yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
Just
I
walk
think,
up to King and Shaw. It's just as loud.
yeah. Like, I probably have a tolerance for volume that other people don't after years of playing drums. You know what I mean? And I've certainly, I mean, you certainly negotiate that in chamber music all the time.
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, when I'm hitting something, like, it's just the room, but also what kind of impact do you want? Like,
Yeah.
because there's nothing wrong with like occasionally scaring people, you know.
Well,
But that's that's exactly what I mean.
well, I
It's
mean, if you want
control.
people to jump out of their seats because you're gonna go wham all of a sudden, that's one thing. And,
Yeah, in a controlled way, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all choices. That's just what I mean. Like, taste comes into it at some point. Like,
I think most people probably don't like that. They don't
I
like
don't know.
these
I
approaches.
don't know.
It's a little bit on the wild
I
side,
don't know.
slightly dangerous.
But it is something that you've got to be super cautious of because, yeah,
But it's
some
not
people will have a real negative reaction to it.
But you can hear that the tape is really subtle, so it's nice that the way that it came in this time.
That was great, the way you faded that in. I also
Did that seem to work?
I also think that like not using the Super Bowl until the very end,
It's better.
I think that's the way, because then there's more pitch in
Yeah,
there.
and it really allowed me, what I felt is, I think the tape part, I think that it has being able to use the tape part, recording some of the alternating, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Allows you to layer 4 of those voices on top of each other, whereas the Super Bowl is like a totally separate element.
Yeah.
And you can do it differently, but like, I felt like it was more effective when there was like a chorus of these things.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to the Super Bowl.
Are you sure you want the recording to be that short? It's only 2 minutes.
I would probably do it longer. I was just trying to.
How long is the tape? How long can you record?
The tape is super long. I think it's like a 90-minute tape.
Was that was a long rewind? Was that like that?
It just
Lingering is a
takes
long
forever to
one.
wind.
It doesn't.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting. to
No,
hear the
it doesn't
rewind.
pop out. Like part of it is that like it doesn't. There's
Yeah.
no real way for me to tell when it's fully rewound. Like it doesn't click or anything.
It doesn't have a count on it?
Yeah, it just kind of stops and
It
stays
stops,
there.
yeah, you know,
So
it's not-
it was probably
Some have
rewound.
that detail, but not all.
It was probably well rewound by the time I got around to turning it on. You know what I mean?
I think I still heard it pretty close to when you did turn it on.
Yeah,
Um,
I favored it.
it's great when you notice the tape.
I think the tape coming on fading in is nice. I think if you were to, because it's kind of halfway, like if it comes on suddenly, I think it would work super well if somehow we're able to bring the things and like have all 4 of those voices coming at the same time.
Yeah.
But I feel like having that click on and then me kind of fade in is kind of halfway
Yeah.
and kind of dulls the effect of it.
So
So
there's-
sneaking it in, I think, is more effective.
Yeah, it really works well.
I like that.
But so you start recording and then you record for, well, I mean, I think it's about 2 minutes usually that you record for, but you said you can do it longer than that, so that's great. I think it's nice if it's a little bit longer. The tape has a lot of And the tape is just you, right? It's just you playing.
Yeah, it's just what I just did.
But it sounds so distinct.
So you have to remember, so yeah, so anytime, so just thinking of what that means for timing, right?
Yeah.
Because it's, if I record for 3 minutes, I'm actually adding 2 minutes to the piece,
Yeah.
right? So, so it just like, it can balloon.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Quickly.
Well, it's only about 4.
No, I'm not, I'm just
minutes.
noting what the,
Yeah,
like,
so-
recording longer also means the playback
For
time
sure.
is equally
Yeah,
long.
committing to that.
Which is fine, I have no problem with it, I'm just noting what that implies for the duration.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make the recording beforehand and then just add it in, but it's not.
I know it's not,
Not
That's
much
true.
fun.
Yeah.
Conceptually.
I like, yeah,
Yeah, it's much better.
that's one thing I'm picky about, where it's like, I like it when it's the,
Yeah.
and I like that you can
Great.
see that it's happening.
yeah.
Like the process is totally unveiled, like there's nothing behind a curtain.
No,
Speaking
Yeah.
of process, is like the music stand will be lower when
Yeah, is it in the wall?
audience can actually see.
Yeah,
If you want the tape to be more subtle when it comes in, could you just start the recording at a more subtle point, so that when it comes
probably,
back?
yeah. I think I was like, I could wait until I could leave more silence.
But you're also just using the volume on it.
I was also using the volume to try to fade it in.
I thought that worked. I liked it.
Yeah, and the longer it takes to come in, the less you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the less
Okay.
it's,
It's really
Yeah.
interesting to not know that that's what's happening.
Mhm.
I guess one change I'll make is that since we're not using the Super Bowl for the pitched sound, perhaps just a mallet will be more effective
Yeah,
for the
might be.
final hit. I was saying this was before you got yours, but the reason I want the final hit at the end is because the comment you made, how it's like last week when there was the hit, it's like, oh, now it's a drum. Now I know it's a drum. And so it's like, I kind of want the one thing at the end of like,
And it's funny because I didn't expect that would be something you would use. It's interesting.
I just like that one thing at the end. It's like, yeah, it's a drum.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, it's a bit of a twist. And you don't want to use the super long tones at all.
I don't think so. I really,
You don't need it.
you know, the Super Bowl actually
I think the
might.
Super Bowl
I think
is-
it does still sound the best.
I
Don't
think
it?
it's the best.
Yeah.
Because it's got that little bit of articulation like a stick does, but it's
Yeah.
got more roundness. It sounds squishy,
Yeah.
like,
That's kind of nice because you get the resonating of
Right.
everything.
I wonder if that thing, sorry. I think that's a little more of a product of how hard I'm, how loud I'm doing it. If I could get,
Some of their
The
resonance.
resonance
Yeah.
is really nice.
You did
Yeah.
get it in that last tape.
I
Oh,
should
that's
take this
nice.
off the head.
Okay.
Rather than
Try the other one.
stopping the tape player, I should remove it from the head.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because
That's
versus is substantially different.
Mm-hmm.
What about does the other one do the same thing?
Which,
How much of that ring is the
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
feedback though?
I guess it's about the same. I mean, there's a little more resonance with that.
Yeah, I think I like the Super Bowl most.
it's got a little point.
Yeah, it's resonating more now. So.
Yeah, so I think instead of stopping the play, I won't even bother stopping it,
Just
I
move
will just remove it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a note. I'll adjust that.
Do you have something? Yeah, you can put it on your styrofoam.
Yeah,
thing, so
I'm gonna just gonna have it on the
sounds
stage.
good,
There's almost like a, not to be obsessed about cannons, but there's almost a canon, when the tape comes in, you can hear like different voices entering or a
Yeah.
call and response. A natural sort of inclination to perceive a call and response in it. It's definitely there.
Oh, yeah.
To connect the disparate things.
Yeah, like two sounds.
To create the
conversation.
relationships between the.
Yeah. The different pitch on the tape and the
Yeah.
live sound.
Yeah.
There was a couple times in there where I wasn't sure entirely which pitch I was producing and which pitch was coming out of the.
That's great. I feel like that's like the burying the metronome version
Yeah.
of this, where it means that,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't know what it was
That's
like
good.
there, but like for me, there was a couple spots where the tape was particularly loud, and like I wasn't entirely sure which bit I was controlling. Oh, did you like the sort of tremolo?
Bouncy thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, what would you call that? Like,
I don't know.
ricochet.
I did like that.
Like a fast pressure sort of.
Pulsing. Yeah.
It happened because there was
Yeah.
one particularly beady thing that happened, and I was trying to find where I got the beat, and it ended up being.
And I think that's the thing with all this is like, your instincts are correct. Like when there's something that's like, oh, that's cool. Yes.
It seems like
That's
you
cool.
want direction in that section, though. Like you want it to build to some degree.
Yeah, I kind of want it all to be throughout, like, like kind of
Yeah.
at the start, like kind of presenting
Right.
the sounds, blending them, and then especially once the tape is there, it's like a build. It's a build.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you wanna time it, I guess you can do that, just see how long it is. It's probably, I think it's about 5 minutes.
I timed the first version. The first version was around 7 minutes.
Okay.
I didn't time that last one.
Let me do it again. Let's see if I can.
Real quick before you do that, David, can you put your head kind of close to the snare drum and go ooh somewhere around there? Ooh, ooh.
It's lower.
Yeah, lower. The red.
It's right here,
That's where it's where he's talking is pulsing.
Okay, that's good.
So queuing it out.
Yeah, I don't want to totally take out the low end because that's going to be part of what helps with the drama later. But,
The drama.
Good job.
Drama.
The drama. All right, yeah, cool. That's good.
I guess the only things to check for resetting are that the volume is down on the tape and that it's rewound.
Okay, good catch.
What's that? Are you connected to the Ray Music Network?
Yeah, I turned it on, turn it on, turn it on.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with it on, and then. Okay.
I really like the Super Bowl, but it's your piece, and there's an argument to be made that if you want to like really focus on specific sound, specific strata of sound, you don't need it, but it is a really cool sound.
That's the thing. I love the sound of it, but but I also for the playback, it's like, oh, I love the
What I
pitch.
I think it interferes at the playback, but that's not to say that it couldn't live somewhere else.
I see what you're saying, or like a movement too.
That's the thing, and I was like, if this was a 20-minute version of it, I'd be like, yeah, there's definitely a Super Bowl section.
You need a multi-movement.
Yes, it's like it's got wood chipper vibes. It's it's great.
Awesome.
Okay, let's see if I can like do a super dramatic version.
Sweet.
See, I did it again. All right. It was still going.
Yeah.
And now, I do need to turn this off because it's tiny.
Oh, it's a tiny little motor noise. Yeah.
Motor noise, yeah. Oh, so it squeaks even when it's playing?
Yeah.
I thought the squeaking
Squeaks
was
slightly.
Okay.
It's like this one.
I like the squeak.
That's interesting.
Did you hit it more than once, or just once?
I thought just once, because of this thing of like, yeah, I don't know, I like it once. But
We tried like a bounce, like a buzz at the end, like. What was that?
No, it's better just hit it. I think it's better. If you start it like a couple of times, like just say you start it like 3 times or something like that, would that mean it's over
Yeah.
too much? Or over the top, or?
3 times?
Yeah.
I kind of like one of those, like this thing of like, that's the one time we actually
Hear the drum.
hear the, yeah.
Because you kind of don't know if it's starting something or just gonna like, I guess it does end it. Feels like it's just not really, I don't know.
How long was it that last time?
It was like 7, almost 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Is that a good duration? Did it feel like I could do longer?
I like it. I don't know, like in terms of, yeah, like,
If you could do it for an hour, it'd be great.
yeah, exactly.
It's kind
But
of one or the other, right? Like.
But I felt like that was a good duration, like, yeah. And I think some of the,
If Martin were here, he'd say an hour.
I'm saying it should be an hour. That's good, it's awesome.
Anyway, sorry I interrupted.
no, yeah, but yeah, I like that. I think also like the nice thing about like the Super Bowl sound is that you can start the recording, which you did like earlier when it's as soon as they're together.
Yeah.
And then that builds it and that kind of helps move it along.
Yeah, I realized that I could start, if I started the recording, if I started, so like, looking at this, if I started 4,
Yeah.
like almost before 3, like if I
Exactly.
introduce each hand, start the recording, and then record all of that alternating stuff, do like space and then kind of bring them together.
Then there's a
you know,
build.
And then there's a
another
longer,
build.
slower build, without the material repeating itself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? As you know.
You don't want to use the Super Bowl earlier in detail.
I think it-
But at the end.
I think, yeah, right then, because I like just having as much pitch as possible for the tape. And I like, though, coming out of the tape as it builds, getting into the pulsing thing. I think that was really effective because, again, like that's a new sound. We haven't heard that before. It, like, adds an intensity that kind of takes us through the end, the
So the
tape
crescendo,
ending.
like,
Yeah. And then I think that transitions nicely into, like, the drum with a few things. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. The tape.
It's interesting to talk about like making it determinate, but it's always like an ideal rather than a practical reality because
Yeah.
it's going to evolve and be indeterminate in the performance.
Like in some ways, like
Yeah.
you sort of aim for direction, right? Like
Yeah,
aim
here's
for
what we're trying to
because-
do, and then
because it is reproducible up to like maybe up to like 60%. Like the actions are repeatable, right? But exactly what sound they make.
there was one like just really pure tone. And it was almost like I could see like a snow-covered mountain. It was really strong tone
Yeah.
at one point.
There's also like one really kind of tonal chord that came out. at
Yeah,
one point.
Yeah.
maybe that was it.
So what makes you suddenly decide when to hit the drum?
Oh, what he says.
But, you know, you had this really cool sound going, right? So I was
It
just
was
thinking,
kind of it was a bit more in the middle that time.
yeah, you could
Okay.
have,
I could've just
gone for
let
it,
go
or like,
for
I'm
it.
just wondering what makes you,
Probably right now, probably my awareness that we're running, that it's almost Even's time.
It is
You
interesting
know.
though that if it's like it's going full and then it stops. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like
I certainly, especially in performance, I could and probably would stretch. Like my instinct is usually in these kinds of things, to push a little harder rather than to walk it back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I would probably tend I would probably slow everything down from my perspective and my actions a bit. You know, that's my
I just kind of like hearing the resonance with this, right? That's all. You only hear it once and it's gone, so you kind of don't get it very much. That's why I was thinking of hitting it more than once, because it's nice to hear how that resonates without the tape and everything.
Mhm.
I guess that's one thing I'm finding this week especially is like there's all these sounds that I like, but it's like I guess I keep trying to like.
Oh, you could do like a ton of pieces of this thing. You should do your own vermont there.
Too many flavors of jelly beans.
Yeah, because like I was trying to do like this thing with like these knitting needles like last week. It's like, oh, that's cool too. And also like there's a whole bunch of stuff with like just like even like actually
A lot of stuff.
plucking them and doing that stuff. So it's like, so I guess I'm just keep trying to be like, why don't you just focus on.
Yeah, I think those kind of things are a little more predictable when you start plucking and stuff like that, but that really isn't so much. You just have to taste it for the evil. Wow, it's really going.
Really goes.
That's a knitting needle?
So yeah, 2 millimeter. It's gotta be 2 millimeters. That's
I was gonna say,
on its own.
test different
How many did you
sizes.
try out before you did that? Anyway, maybe we should,
Gotta
Try 10 different sizes.
This is obviously the way to go, like to have, like present to an audience, but it would also be wonderful to hear it, like the part of me that's curious to know, I do know, because I saw it before, that it does need amplification to work. Like if you're coming in here, you don't know anything about this, and you're like, well, it must be something involving the sound system. They're processing something at the board. No, everything is happening right there. There's no way to do that, like, and have an audience hear everything.
I guess that is one thing that's nice about keeping, like, I thought that was a nice volume level where it's like, yeah, it's like, maybe does do a little bit of that.
Oh, you can still spatialize it a bit, like you can still tell it's coming from there and it's coming from there. I don't know, it's a choice.
Yeah, a little bit. But that's a really good point, yeah, because that is that's a really good point. I totally agree.
You could also just say that in the audience, just like, blow a surprise, but.
but I mean, the speakers have to be in front, otherwise you're just gonna get feedback, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
No,
feedback.
Because yeah, I think
It
this is
also-
definitely the way to go. Just-
There's it also might be interesting to experience without seeing me at all.
Oh yeah.
Behind the curtain.
Behind
Oh,
me.
I don't know.
It
I'm
looks
so
just-
theatrical.
The action is so.
It's so theatrical.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
It would also be a great, like,
Yeah.
like a mini stage piece, but a lobby piece too,
Yeah.
where you didn't have the sound system, it's just it's portable.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You do it out of amp even.
That's what originally with the, like, when I was thinking contact mics, that was almost what I was thinking, is like, do it through an amp, transact,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's loud, and like,
Yeah.
it's
I mean, we
distorted.
could rig up an amp here too, if you wanted to use that instead of speakers.
I think the thing is that mic that you're using through the speakers, it gives it a space.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
more
it's-
full range than you would get out of like just an amp, but if you wanted to do like the person on the street vibe.
Like a concept.
Yeah, then in the future for another
Yeah.
performance, then you could also do this.
My busking performance is also,
Yeah, exactly.
this is how I'm gonna pay my rent.
Seriously. And then the feedback
That
will be
certainly
good
worked
then.
for me over the years.
In this room, you do need the sound system, like, you need to feel it bouncing off the wall.
Well, I also think, I think it would work with in this room, but like, here we have the opportunity to do that.
That's a good
Do you
point.
know what I mean? And like, the piece would sound very different.
Yeah.
But maybe if we're gonna break, we should break, cause it's
Yeah.
only 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. Thank you, that was super helpful.
Yeah, super fun.
It's
Sounds
interesting,
great.
you can't, you know how we look for the fundamental to like flip it out, cause that was like a problem when David was talking. It actually takes a lot away
No.
from it in performance.
Okay.
I added a whole bunch of it back in, it still dipped a little bit, but like you talking versus you actually playing, like really changes the different, yeah. Cool, but I'm gonna save that, so next time we put it up, let's photograph it,
Yeah, that's the one.
we
Yeah, I got
memorize
it.
where
Yeah.
that microphone
So,
is.
Oh, I
I'm
can
gonna
take
send
a
one
photo.
to.
Okay, sweet.
So this is
I put it in
these-
roughly the same place I remembered putting it, like aimed that way.
Thanks
but-
for that.
We'll get real close to the right
Yeah, that's
sound
better.
and get it back.
Hey man, I'll text you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is from my perspective here.
Oh, yeah,
Even
yeah,
better.
okay, how did that go?
Thank you.
Oh,
I'll be right
yeah,
back.
good, and I showed him the score,
Thanks so much. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
this is
so
awesome.
I refined that a little bit after the call.
Okay.
Alright, good.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have the specific instruments? Because I know you were playing with a bunch of stuff last
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
The ones-
Uh,
Can you start
Yeah,
playing?
no problem, and then
Yeah.
let's go.
Oh, you have that's right.
And this is a tune I want from
Yeah.
Apple.
Awesome.
Let's try that.
Okay.
Do you have scissors? I don't know, maybe we need to.
We can
cut
find
it.
some, I'm sure.
Okay.
fear we might have broken up.
Oh, that one was already like that. Yeah. No, don't worry.
This nonsense.
That one's always been funky when it's loose.
Oh, you lose
I loosened it, yeah, it's gotta be something in the room as well.
Yep.
Oh, but while I've got all three of the four of you, it sounds like nobody is interested in writing for the marimba,
Correct.
correct? Yulin? No marimba ever, right? You're not gonna write, you have any interest?
No, no marimba,
Okay.
no marimba.
Because I'm gonna have Woodshed take it back, because it's taking up,
It's just a,
it's taking up a lot of room and it's expensive. No one's using it very much.
yeah, no marimba. Just
You wanna just
the
check
middle
with
tonton and the left
Yeah, I'm
tonton
gonna,
and
actually, would you mind emailing us to get, yeah, could you do that right now?
Just email
Before-
him about the base marimba.
About just the marimba, is he interested?
He's only using the base.
Well, he's using the bass drum.
He hasn't sent anything, right?
Yeah, no, and it's just that we can return it to Woodshed and get it out of here.
Yeah.
Because right now Matt's got cramp lines, so.
And it's showing you're not using it either.
Oh, sorry, Lynn, what were you saying?
the middle and the left tonton and the tambourine. Tambourine is that one with the half drum.
That's the.
With the drum, this one.
Yep.
And the other one, whether this one can do the pitch bend something.
I can not real.
Oh, I
I
see.
could do that. But I do need both hands to do it.
Okay, so leave it. And I'm thinking maybe replace that, replace with the high or maybe
See which one works
I don't know.
I thought I knew, and it's like, oh, this is a different scenario.
That's okay. I can just throw them back.
Do you need just one of these? Like that one?
I'm just gonna, I'll just pick,
middle one
I'm
and
just
the
gonna
left
run
one.
it 3 times with all 3, see which one I
And
like the sound
the
of.
middle ones
Get
is
those
usually
other
to
2
do
back.
the pitch bend.
Yeah, okay.
Because I will listen to the refined score.
Yeah, you send me the score.
Yeah.
I'm charging my iPad right now, so I can't.
Yeah, no problem.
I needed to play it. I did look at it last night. Everything, the score looks really good.
Yeah, it's really hard to write this kind of song.
Whoa. Which one? That,
Feels like someone.
is it like kind of lower and flatter?
Yeah, I don't know, it's like a bowl.
Yeah, but it's kind of a little short.
I'm not even sure.
It's like a
It's,
sure.
it should, yes, this is on. I've never known.
Is there other bots in there?
I've looked it up on their
It's around.
website. There's a couple that look like it, but I'm not 100%.
It's a prototype.
Yeah, okay,
Exactly.
great.
Yeah, it's really
It's
rare.
a fully custom.
Yeah, fully
In the
custom.
guitar course that I'm in, we have this idea, well, I proposed it, that we all get EC Rich Warlocks, matching ones. I'm not sure, do you know, are you familiar with that?
I'm not a guitar player,
It's
so
like,
it went right
it's
over my
like,
head.
it's like the most shell metal looking guitar.
Is it like a fine D or?
Even more.
Okay.
It's like a very different, and we get like matching, and everyone asks us about it, and we all say the song, like, oh yeah, it's fully custom, but we all matching.
I get the joke, yeah, I get that joke, yeah.
It's actually a
Whether
reference to
you
the movie,
choose a Malibu or
Shocking Dead.
Okay, we'll figure that
It's
out.
really bad.
Hey, Matt?
Yo.
Sci-fi.
You know where the Tom, the bass drum Tom
It's like,
was?
it's a classic, like,
The,
bass
like,
rock, it's like guys hustle devil.
Probably.
But it has this like all
Tell-
the guitar stuff.
tell me what it
It's
looks like.
writing
It's
guitars,
it's like
kinda
it's the thing that goes in.
Oh, in the
and,
hole.
and
And
it's
it's
like
jammed in, but it was on a.
and
Oh,
they
I
put it in their own press. It's like Yeah, that's good. But what if we went like this? It's just like nonsense spreading stuff. They're all like, oh my god.
Overreaction.
A lot of great lines in that.
You know, well, for not playing guitar, I do understand a lot of references to that, and just not that much. And yesterday, randomly somehow Instagram showed me like an old reel of Jeff Beck from the BBC, and then like someone from the business, like, you know, look at his hairstyle, he's talking about his amps, it's obviously Nigel Tufnell from Spinal Tap, the template for Nigel Tufnell. I think
Hey, good to see
there
you.
must be some like
So, what
Spinal
do you
Tap
need?
vortex
What are you
happening,
picturing?
people coming, another
It's
sequel.
all this acoustic stuff
Yeah,
and also
apparently in the
cowboy
fall.
electric.
And then it's probably like the second
And,
season. Or if you're counting like there's various iterations.
Okay, yeah, I haven't
There's
either.
like feature lengths.
it's fun.
But then-
And the material is
The
the
documentary, the real documentary,
electrical
and
Okay.
it's about Toronto.
Okay.
And it's fascinating. If you want to make 10 or 50, maybe it's like 20 years ago now. But
all
it's
everything
like
on
a
the
Toronto
office.
band that was on the same tour with like maybe
And
Death and Power,
we
like,
need
all
to.
the-
So I wonder,
They're
should
doing
David,
one
should
that
I set him away like this?
international
Yeah, or like, what's the best way to
Following
sync it?
around.
What are we talking about?
Sync it.
Because they like try to
Because I'm
Play
also
that.
in here next
for
week.
Japan.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but the thing of it is very easy. It's like
But it's
you, for
Yeah,
I've
example,
seen
you can
this, it's like,
look
this
at the
is a
debit and
simple
it's
spot.
are you ready?
But it's like
Yeah.
totally
Play
like.
back to start
guys
beginning?
that
Yeah,
do
it's
Oh.
from the beginning, the
Thank you,
first
no.
Is the-
major.
Yeah.
Does the
down
down, does the downbeat,
Down it.
that has
It's
to be,
crazy how it's like, this is
we
totally
might wanna,
violent.
I mean,
Yeah.
but is there any kind of synchronized gesture that I have to play as the tape
His
starts?
name is Ethan
Uh,
Reiner.
yeah, there's
Oh,
blocking.
the director.
But then you
Yeah,
can
Meathead.
ignore that. If that is too difficult, you can ignore that.
That is
And
a
then you
weird
just like hit the down it.
parallel.
Yeah, and then
There's multiple ways.
yeah, I'm just thinking of best way to sync
Yeah, I
it.
mean,
Yeah,
it's
and
just,
the-
I mean, I think
just-
if
I
we
mean, I
have it,
definitely
I
grew up
think
with that movie, like I
if
remember.
it's a
like,
single attack,
what
you
is
can
this?
sync it up, I
It's
think
like,
so.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I could watch it even.
In a
Let's-
way,
let's
it
just-
almost
It
yeah,
depends,
captures
there's a
that,
few different ways.
that's fine, we
You
can
can
do it.
try.
I've done it a
necessary
lot.
way that, like, you know,
We can do it
that
though.
gave
And
the nuance of
all the
that,
electronic
like,
material
fog
is
and metal,
it
you know,
follows the beats
era
and the
that-
meters, so you can definitely
we
count.
just
You
think
send me
that
the
didn't
electronics?
exist,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, you
Oh,
said
like,
you
as
know
an
that.
everything,
Yeah.
as an
whatever
everything.
aspect
I
of
didn't know
style or the
Yeah,
cliches
and
or
actually you can
personalities.
just count like a 1,
you
2,
know,
3, 4, and
stage
it's
craft,
definitely
as
follows
such as it
the
was.
Oh,
meters
yeah.
and the tempos on the materials.
I feel like I need to,
Yeah,
I need
the
to watch
most
it all the
important
time. I
thing
feel like
is
every
the
time I have to
first
watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
now.
we'll work it out.
So much
Yeah,
fun.
because
Yeah.
you try that, and also I want
Yeah.
them
More,
to
yeah.
check the balance.
And
of
you,
the
and
sound,
you,
like
I get more
the
aware of like
acoustic
those
sound,
actors
Yeah.
that
sound with the
around
acoustic
sure
sound.
guests.
Yeah, this is a
like,
perfect time for
that,
that, and we
like,
could reinforce.
went on to
something
do
that
lots of
you
those
can
kinds of things
Uh-huh.
on
Yeah.
different subjects like
And,
Best in
maybe
Show and
Yeah.
There's some
the one on my
something
YouTube,
you should
my
define, and
yeah.
I already brought to my computer
I
here.
should probably
so
watch
I
those.
can
I
do
feel like,
some
yeah,
mixing.
they're just different. They're just different
Like adjust over
universes altogether with some of the same actors.
Do you
know,
want
riffing off
signals,
each other.
do you want my
What's
microphones
his name?
to
Harry
come
Harry
to you
Shearer.
so that you have all
Yeah.
the
Harry
those,
Harry
or
Shearer.
are you doing it all in place?
I was thinking maybe add some microphone for the
But yeah, I think it's
Because Well, I didn't want it close to water, but I was thinking about how
It's
we could,
amazing. Like
how
it was
we
like
could
in
do
that
it.
post bar.
We could buy it
Uh-huh.
cheap
Right.
content.
And also around that time, I don't know something.
But because there are several objects, I suppose
That was
we
a
want like
cool
those
like
in
a
novel.
musicologist who.
I mean, well, my
So,
it's okay, but
should-
the
I
content might
think
be
it should be a
different.
sequel that was cool.
That's-
because it was
Well,
fun.
yeah, since it's more, okay, now that I see it.
Yeah, but the
What's an
definitely.
example would be like using your hands in the water?
No, are you saying you swallow the stick or mouth?
Yeah, see, that's the problem, is it can splash up. Any
no,
mic that I would,
Actually, the water will
It's
be
not
a
legal
little
for
bit,
women
just
to
a
play music,
little
but they have this
amount.
underground metal band. Like kind of like that. So it's like, oh, this is actually far
or any
more
mic that I would
interesting,
use to
like,
capture,
interview
like
like
this
Ronnie
space.
James
With them,
Dio
you
10 years
have
before he
the-
died. Or something like, well, you know, like, yeah.
Well,
Dynamic.
A lot more.
yeah, I do, but if
I'll
you're
do- I'll
hitting water
go
with
to
the
mine.
stick, I definitely.
Pretty good, very watchable.
Yeah.
Or at least,
I
again.
I was feeling. But we
I
can
wonder
check.
though, like, could we approach it a different way? Could we like,
It's great to.
I wonder
you know,
if
you
we
can't
put it on a
even stop that,
surface
but, like,
and
it's
put
great to be
something
able to
underneath.
Really
I don't know.
define it at this stage.
I just don't want, I don't want it to be like this.
Actually, I think maybe,
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
maybe we can, for example, put
I-
the thing
Yeah,
on
maybe we should
the
get the
desk,
concept.
right?
Just,
Because
that's
everything
one
we
of the
put on the
secrets
desk, maybe we can put the content like below the desk.
Possibly.
Have something in
Possibly.
mind.
Yeah, that would be away
You
from the
know,
water and.
Or
Maybe not
I could
finished,
get
but,
one,
like,
I could use a mic that's
You
not that
really wanna kinda
expensive.
get
And
off
let's see what it
whatever
sounds
cliche
like
is
if I
in the
rap.
background here.
Yeah.
Do you have no
There we go.
5/8?
No, but I'll
It's
get
harder
something
when you
that's,
when you
that I
sit
don't
here
really care that much about, and then I'll
kicking
put
it
some
in, but you
plastic
don't feel
around
like
it,
doing
and
anything.
I'll put a rubber band around the plastic.
Yeah.
And it'll cut some high end, but that's not the end of the world.
For whatever.
And then, that way if it does get
I
splashed,
was
nothing.
thinking,
I know.
Is that-
That sounds good.
Is that a good compromise,
Yeah,
you think?
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
It was so great.
Sweet, I'll go look for something.
Let's try two ways. The one is yours and then another is below the desk.
I like that idea, yeah, that's a good idea.
And I think below the desk we can try to use a couple like that. That'll be interesting.
Do you have one, because we actually don't order one, but,
I don't,
I could,
Yeah,
I could go.
all the different ideas to do, yeah.
A contact?
Yeah.
I think we
Well,
can.
I mean, we do it, they're not that expensive.
Actually, if you have a brass plate, you can make
Thing in some ways, 'cause it's like even
Oh,
the
really?
fiber-
You know how to make them?
Yeah,
Like
it's
that.
great.
I don't know that I have a brass plate, but that's interesting, I didn't know it was that easy.
You can
There's
just
too many
use a
possibilities.
brass
I've always been
plate.
so
Yeah.
bad with
I mean,
like
there's
making
like
stuff.
you said,
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole world of
What are you
possibility
using
in
this
just
for?
the one
Full
process.
blow.
Oh, really?
Wouldn't you like to?
Strength, plastic, kind of.
I did that on a record
And
one
then
time,
let's put that
and
air
the
out.
drummer almost passed
Shall
out.
we?
Yeah.
If it's, you know, you can describe it in 10 steps.
Shall we use this
Yeah.
desk?
I think we're.
Yeah, whatever you want, yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna,
I think that's all we need to put.
Yeah, show me what
We
you
can-
want.
We can put the both on that.
yeah, I'll grab it for you.
You don't wanna put them on a regular trap table, or is it?
I think that is not big enough, maybe.
I've got two.
But,
It's more of a height, that's gonna be
Oh, it's-
taller,
it's
that's
not
gonna
gonna
be
be
taller
good.
than I want.
oh, okay.
So, let me,
I just need to make sure everything can be put.
yeah.
Well, we definitely wanna get something close on this to get all the pitch cuts and stuff.
I'm sure this one can be away from the water.
Yeah, this is not a problem.
Yeah.
And then what, is this played like a?
That is simple hit.
Okay, cool, I'll still close like that. So it'll be good to get.
Hmm. I really want to do like this kind of a roller frequency. So the main idea is like that. So this part is a high frequency and middle frequency and low frequency.
Okay, great. Sweet, I'll get some mics.
Matt, do we have a large black cloth? What, back by the what?
Back by the audio console on the very top shelf.
Put that on the, yeah, just the top, that's fine. Okay, in fact, you know what, I'm gonna just do this. Don't worry about that cloth, Matt.
Is that okay if that one has water on the
Yeah,
surface?
this is fine. These are not expensive. Okay, cool.
So do you want to adjust the level of the water by itself?
Yes, can you
I can show you how.
grab
to.
a picture?
So I can show you how to do that.
Okay.
So this one is an extra container, and you do not really need that to heat it.
Right.
It's just something.
This holds the water?
It's just for you to hold the water, and
Okay.
if you want to pour something out, you can put it there.
Okay.
Because that won't change the tune of the
Yeah.
object. And the other thing, we need to grab some water. I can.
Bring it in.
Yeah.
Oh, you do that. Is this the full setup?
Yeah. The first time I can do that for you, and I suppose
Yeah.
maybe next time you can try that.
Yeah, I'll take,
So you can.
show me exactly the way you want it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'll,
How very Canadian of us.
I know, right? What's happened to it? You've only been here 2 years. You've been done for it.
There, got me.
Dude, my children apologize so much. say you didn't have any light suggestions for this? Just whatever sounds good.
Yeah. That's just the middle and the low. That's
Yeah.
my suggestion.
Yeah.
The interesting. Do you have this?
Is that, I don't need that. Cool, all right.
Okay, so the extra container, and there are several cells we can do.
Couple choices.
And there's another one. I'm trying to show the Okay.
That's fun. I don't think I really showed it.
And there have also high, middle, low, like that. And I'm not sure if you can find that. Yes, it's very similar.
This either needs less or that needs more.
That's
Am I dipping, by the way? Am I dipping something into it?
You can do a pour water or something.
Yeah. No, I think this needs more in it, right? You want this lower?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what-
what's that, boom, 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 boom.
I mean, does it need any in it?
Maybe. Yeah, that's, we can do it that way.
You want this higher? Is this, if this didn't have any, out of curiosity,
I do.
that's not the same.
It's the same. This one, the same size like this one.
These two are the same size.
Oh my god.
Is the water only to change the pitch?
Uh-huh.
Because it might be easier just to, I could find a larger bowl.
No, because I think we can do something like during the performance you can pour some water and
Okay, and change the pitch. Okay.
yeah, so
Okay.
it doesn't need to be all the same from the beginning till the end.
Okay.
And the another setup is for this one. You need to put a little bit, very little bit of water in this one. So
Okay.
and try to yeah, pitch bend.
Nice.
So there are several pitch bend for you. It's this one and the tom tom and also this one. This one, oh, I need to find the close way. Oh, maybe we can try to.
Well, then when the drum's real metal, then you should just do that. Is that in your way?
Sorry, which is one? No.
And this one should be the highest among all the class. Okay. And this one is for heat and also play with the steel pipe. You need to do the other way.
Well, I just want to go from below.
Yeah.
That's the extra.
That's fine. They can't do it different.
Oh, so he's not hitting the water himself.
Yeah, I didn't realize until, and it was like technically,
And the two dishes.
I think maybe there was a change, because I thought it was gonna be the next group, and it's like technically.
Would you like this to sustain
sustain
more?
And I was like.
No, I want this also sound of pitch bend. You can just create some random pitch bend. I have scored that for you, but I think.
But would you like this to ring more?
Yeah,
Actually, what I did is like
yeah,
this.
the drum guy. I'm recording all weekend, and it's like an early start on Saturday, so I'm like, I feel like it's not responsible for me
Maybe
to,
try a different.
but I still, I don't know, I'm like,
And can
I
just,
really want to see that tree.
hold it
I don't know
down.
if I do it at a node,
Yeah, I just feel.
because if I do this,
Yeah, that's not.
better is.
That's
Yeah,
even better.
yeah.
The recording actually.
And the submerged schema also will get. And also you can just submerge half of that. And the best picture is when you pull it off. You see? And also submerge. Yeah. Just
I think you do that really well up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it needs to be amplified, but it sounds
Let me
like.
try. It just happens when you pull it inside or up.
When you.
The pitch bend will happen when you submerge that.
Yeah, it
Oh.
goes down.
Yeah, it goes
Yeah,
down,
it goes down when, because the vibration is so high.
Yeah, I think it's just when it touches the water.
Yeah, the biggest change is when it touches the water at all.
Yeah,
When it does, the more of the instrument you go in, then it does.
yeah,
So what you hear, when anytime, this happens anytime you're dipping a gong or anything, yeah, there's a very sharp drop in pitch at first, and then the more you submerge it, it
It's
does go down, but it's not as extreme as that
it's
first.
not very obvious.
It's only 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's needs resonance. And the small bells, and I have one pitch written on the scores. You can hit that at the very beginning, so just hit that in that way.
And then.
That is red,
Nice.
yeah, and there is a tuning process at the
Yeah,
very
that's right.
beginning, so then put that in.
Okay.
So it should contain some water. And another thing is,
They really should have the score.
for this piece is a little bit experimental, so you can like tuning everything before you go to the stage. But you can also just tuning that over the stage
Okay,
during the performance, whatever you like.
adjust that.
Yeah, you can try back whatever you can. And another thing I forgot to mention, the ball, how to play the ball is like that. Also put some water and you don't really have the sound like that. So there's no sound right now, but when you,
Yeah.
and I have one
Hang on, do it again?
It's just a very simple, really, maybe too much
Let's
water.
do it, yeah, I was gonna say. Also,
It's too straightforward.
I'm just doing it.
Add a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then keep drilling.
Okay. So just a tiny, just a little bit of water.
And maybe add a little bit more so the swelling sound will be more obvious. Yeah. I think it's also the water where you can change the pitch to make the swelling sound like that. Yeah. That is the sound I want.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I have a question. This is really exciting looking. On the last page, on page 10, you say whisper softly.
Softly.
It's the whisper song.
Oh, I didn't delete that.
Whispering lightly.
Oh, it's
Sorry.
just hits very light. Lightly hit.
Oh, not speech.
No, no, it's totally about.
Just the style.
Yeah, we did it.
The funny thing is that that is not the word I used at the very beginning. I used the big, and we have a discussion on this
Yeah, I've never heard
issue.
of this speak before as an expression in music. And apparently it means to whisper softly.
Oh, like German?
No,
Oh,
Italian.
it's like, what is it, Vesperetti or something like that? Whisper.
It's a
This big, yeah.
yeah, Vespertilio.
I learned that in another composer's workshop. Bispigliando.
Vesperleando.
Yes.
Oh,
that's
that's another
yeah.
one.
Well, there you go, should have left it in,
Yeah,
David would have known
yeah.
exactly. First time I'll just shut up.
I played with so many clarinet. I don't remember whether that's.
Vesperleando.
I don't remember whether I learned that playing with my previous clarinetist or with Colleen. But I think I know it's come up at previous composers' workshop with Colleen.
Yeah, I also learned that from another workshop.
It's a clarinet.
Yeah, that is for
Well,
the
now it's
valley.
your thing, too. Yeah.
Bisbee.
Bispigliando. Yes.
Lutando.
Italians.
It's a good word. No?
All right.
Apparently, real bad words in Italian.
Nope.
Oh, and I also give you some kind of suggestion on how to perform it. It's very simple suggestion.
Yeah,
It's
I was
a
able to.
lot-
I was able to kind of skim it a little last night. I didn't really have much chance to.
Yeah, yeah. No, we still have
The meanings
plenty
are
of
one
time.
Yeah.
We do. And it's like
People like,
order of puttanesca pasta. So
do you know what that means?
Stanko.
Is this the last version? No, it's not.
This is not the last version?
No, no, no.
Oh.
I think it's this one.
I think you were on that. email.
Oh no, I didn't see this. Okay, great. Yeah. Full score, right?
Yeah, 21st.
Okay.
Mm.
Great.
So
Oh.
I can
What's that?
I
Oh, that's
can-
nice. Great.
So,
Okay.
so that is the program now. And
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now are the drums on?
Yeah, I mean, since it extends, it doesn't necessarily have to be a duration. I don't know. You can only really communicate it.
Yeah.
So drums are the lowest F, right? Okay.
The lowest line. is,
Lower line. Yeah. That's drums.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Oh, tambourine.
Oh, goodness.
That's, yeah.
Do something like this.
We'll do this just in the interest of time. I mean, it's not going to make much of
Do
it.
you wanna see the score? I can show you.
If anyone
It's not
wants
going
to
to
see
make
the
much
score.
I wasn't able to print it.
Email it.
Because I wasn't able to print it because the print was wrong and stuff right now.
I mean, it's better when it's up, but I need to do a more elaborate mounting.
Yeah. Is there any way to be content like this?
Yes, but I can't do it right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I basically need to find a clamp that I can clamp it on something. That would take too much time right now.
It doesn't matter, can we do that during the performance?
Yeah, I'll find a clamp. I'll
If
find
not, we can change that to high tempo.
Yeah. Yeah, I can figure it out for sure.
Great.
Alright, just sent it to.
Oh, and
Always LED,
I
okay.
have a performance
So-
tool here. I don't know
Rests
what do
or
you think
like
about that?
counterintuitive?
For the first part, it's just like experimental with
Right, so
all
yeah.
the water and all the objects. So I think you can use the standard position, stand up there and do some experiment. And when go to the drum pad, play with the sound objective with the drums, and then you can see it. So the audience will feel like you're into another section. And
Mhm.
after
That
the
makes sense.
rhythm
Yeah.
pattern section was passed away, then you can change to the first, like the experimental section, so it's the last section.
So am I sitting while
Yeah,
playing?
I would.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not
I
ideal,
want to see
but
the rhythms
it's
of the
doable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do it. I mean,
What
I
do you
would,
think?
I would personally, unless it's a drum set context, I would rather play standing. But depends on what it is. But I would set up different.
I just think that maybe the movements also can give the audience a kind of feel like
Yeah.
the structure of the music.
The problem is, yeah, the problem is height, right? So if I'm really sitting, things are at a weird.
That would be very,
It would be awkward, and I would have trouble reaching some of this stuff, for instance.
yeah.
Also, it doesn't let me move to places. So like I would be comfortable playing on more comfortable playing like on a stool, like a high stool. But that doesn't make much of a difference.
Okay, then let's ignore this part. We can
I'm just thinking because like if I put a chair Like even as long as people, like this really isn't ideal to do you know,
Yeah, it's not.
it's awkward. It's not like it's doable, but it's a little.
We got those percussion
I think we can delete that part. It's
Yeah,
not
it's just the height
necessary.
of it's too, like, she's looking for some kind of physical change between height and the depth. Just isn't. Yeah. Like I could play on this one. Yeah, this is a little
I
weird.
see.
I could play all this sitting down, but I would want
So
this.
is that,
I know. Yeah.
You get one of those things.
It's not necessary. Let's ignore that. It's just my imagination.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
But I think you can definitely show the audience about through your performance. It's fine.
Yeah, so do you want things a little bit more restrained in that section? Like, is that what the, like, what are you trying to get at from me being seated?
I hope it has more performance elements in the performance. I know it's a performance.
Oh, I'll perform it no matter what, for sure. Like I tend to click into a set of performance gestures.
Yeah, it's like that. Okay, it's like you're the sound object.
No, I'm good, thank you though.
Objects, just the daily objects, but to create some really beautiful sound.
Yeah.
So that is
Okay.
my idea.
Right. So so essentially you don't want me to look casual while doing
Not too casual.
this. But do you want me to look casual at the beginning?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yes. These are okay. I see what
But
I see.
I think the standard and the seat position you have to know. That's really good for your performance.
It'll kind of inhibit me, but I think I can give that a how I'm like.
Yeah, I think it's a standard factor.
Yeah, I think I can do that. Yeah. And so this rise and slowness down, does it go back to a casual feel?
No, it's just like a cadence.
Okay. All right.
So the whole piece is
It's the stillness that's important.
it's a kind of like the ABA
Okay.
structure. So the A structure is experimental with the water, so you need to pour some water inside the container and heat that. And then here is sound, and I have given you some of the rhythm patterns so you can keep it like that. And then when you keep this sound, although it looks like very casual and experimental.
It's one of those things I know from not the internet, and then you go look on the internet, it's like, oh, there's been a whole discussion about this after the birth of the internet. Someone found it was another
Yeah, it's just showing how we
Debunk.
compose it and
Sustained.
Sustained
then
tone,
the
yeah.
main section is the structure, the resume patterns. And,
You can find, like, you know, the factory patches on sets too, that they'll release them, so they're called pads, string pad. You know, and probably comes, you know, the old Roland string synths that were just a string sustained thing. You saw what?
Yamaha DX100.
That's newer than those Roland. Those Rolands, I had one of those from like the 70s. I got it in a yard sale when I was growing up. And it's that sound, you know that sound of like the 1970s, like Vangelis or Pink Floyd. It's like, this is the string synthesizer, but it sounds like really cold, that sound. Parliament Funkadelic, yes, Bernie Weil and like the Prelude, right?
Because he would always have the
Yeah.
mode, but then he always have the Roland string ones.
That's right, you're right, and Flashlight as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Prelude is working really, because it's just like, it's just the sustained sort of prelude.
Cool.
Yeah. The days of the Funkadelics. There's a great synth documentary on YouTube I should send you. It's about synth pop, but it goes sort of a little outside, like, you know, a little bit of crowd rock, tiny bit, you know.
Yeah,
Tiny
the
bit
stuff
of
is
parliament.
right here, so you can
Some guy,
sit there.
this is some guy
Oh.
on YouTube.
You know,
The VL, the Casio VL.
the first sound, the brass bowl, is it with a mallet or is it drops?
You know, the little bit of tonto, and all this sort of.
Um,
But it's from the point of whether or not you agree with the thesis. It's still interesting. The thesis is sort of like in the first 5 years of the 80s, everything was about synth pop.
I have used a different kind of
UK and Europe since
indicates
possible.
the ball.
Arguably,
It's
maybe,
the
We have
X
the German.
cross.
Okay.
I
I see, so that's dropped in,
But,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's the only section.
Gotcha.
that
as if there were
uses
there's nothing else
Okay.
happening.
Yeah, yeah,
Music, but
yeah.
Duran Duran. Yeah, I wish there was a little bit more of that in this. Yeah, it talks about Schaefer and sarcasm. Like that. Probably doesn't mention, I don't know if it didn't mention Bryce.
So this whole thing is just about 4 minutes, huh? Just over 4 minutes.
Is that the duration? It's 4 minute piece, 4 minute, 11 seconds?
Yeah, 4 minutes. Oh, and David, I forgot to mention, so when you hear the tape is end, you can still continue improvisation if you want.
Okay. So 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
4 minutes and 58 seconds.
But you can still continue.
Alright, let's see how my sight reading goes. Can I give a cue for that?
I'm open my software.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's play that.
Is there, will it start right on or is it?
It starts from
You
the
sent
down
the email,
page,
so it's there.
Okay.
first the major. Wait, one moment.
Yeah, let's make sure we got your computer going before we get too excited.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we heard the entire weekend.
The audience doesn't know what happened. Okay,
Can I hear it?
I see.
So it does, so, okay.
I didn't set up the output.
Good to proofread. Have some
We're
proofread.
gonna make sure you're all the way up.
Yes,
It's really well organized, I have to say.
There we go.
Yeah.
So there, I see one side.
that's the dumbest.
Yeah, perfect.
Is it plugged in all the way? I only see one side.
It is totally plugged in.
Oh, there we go.
It's a click sound, I can play that.
I think I can go without the clip for this a little bit.
Hmm.
Did you turn it down?
Hmm?
Did you just turn it off or does it fade?
It's already inside the tape.
Okay. Alright.
Do
So
you
you
need
can't
the
turn it
click
off?
sound?
Yeah, you might need it.
Yeah.
Throw me the clip for now, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
There it is. You have separate control over the click?
I just play the click through my software.
But is the click on a separate channel?
Yeah, you have volume.
Yeah, I can make that a separate channel.
Can you turn it down just in relation to the track?
It might be safest if I had it in yours.
Yeah.
On this one.
Yeah, so,
Just to be,
so,
not, I would prioritize that.
well, no, we don't have to do it right this second, but let me think about that. But for now, can you play the click through those speakers? And if possible, but not deal breaker, if you could turn it down a little bit.
Oh,
If not, that's fine, don't even worry
I
about it.
can turn down.
No, it's great where it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not what we're doing.
Yeah,
It looks like the click sound can adjust the volume.
He's gonna do
That's
really
okay,
nice,
no, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Let's turn off this one. It's a bit, yeah. Let's see if I can hang.
Annoying.
See how long I can hang without it. I'm gonna go 3, 4, right?
Okay.
what's the bottom
Swirling.
swirling, right?
In the bottom, notice the sound is
That's
the
dropping
ball,
in.
Marble drop.
Yeah,
marble drop.
but it doesn't really need to follow the, it's just. a-
Right, okay, so I'm,
And the lightest that comes first, and then
I
we'll
need to pick all of these up. This is this is not anything but this is my choreography here. Okay.
Yeah, and just to hold it when it's rolling.
Get David going.
Yeah, so it means I have to have all
It's like
four
last year
in my
when
hand.
he gave that harmonica.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
And then the first section you can just be relaxed, don't too intensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because it's just to show you how you adjust the sound. So pour a little bit of
I
water,
think-
heat one time, and then pour water, heat one time.
I see what you're saying. I think what I need to do,
Mm.
I think what we need to do, here, rather than starting with water in these things, because there's not a lot of time to pour back and forth. So what I think I should do is start with all the water in here,
Okay.
and then use this time to fill up the bowls and the base to this range,
Yeah, no problem.
rather than starting with it, because it's,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's not quite enough time for me to actually do all the tuning. I have to kind of act, like, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, I think if we start, okay, there's not enough,
You can pour the water.
Everybody's tuning it?
and I don't know how much time we will put stuff back in this.
We can do experiment, and I can definitely adjust the time.
Would you object to using a picture?
What picture?
A picture.
I find it fascinating
Or like
that
a flower pot, like.
desire for control
No problem.
that we all
I
experience.
don't mind.
You know, that sort of wrestle with. It's like I need to have
Easier.
the control of all the parameters.
Hey, Matt?
Yeah.
You know,
Where's the piano water
versus-
jug?
It's
Let the
usually
process.
back here. Yeah, it's right here.
Now I remember seeing it back there, so.
Just for sake, like
Oh,
something like
this
this.
That looks better.
Well, and so basically, I wouldn't be pouring anything back into the bowl,
Yeah.
because I don't think there's time for that, it goes by really quickly.
Okay.
So I think the thing to do is to have all the water in the jug, and then fill them
Yeah.
during that
This
section.
makes sense.
Could you bring the bowl that's still got water in it back over?
I heard it.
I'm just gonna get it really short.
Mhm.
It is
It comes back that motif.
Does the other one have water in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You want everything.
I think we'll dump everything out, and I'll just fill it all.
How about the legs?
Yeah, I'm
Huh?
that's
The
what I'm
legs?
finding
Also
the
empty,
tension
the
between
glass legs.
The brass one?
Yeah.
You want me to?
Alright.
Yeah, I can.
If you want.
That one, you know what, there's not,
Sinking
can we start with that one having a little in
and
it?
this being
Yeah.
very organic sound.
Yeah,
very,
let's, I'll leave, leave the brass one.
you know,
I think leave the brass one, just from a matter of interest, from a, yeah. I'm just thinking of what I can achieve during the amount of time we have. on the
Yeah,
tape, you
that's
know?
part they didn't
Yeah.
do experiment.
How fast I can.
if you want it to look
Okay,
performative and
let's try
gestural,
this.
but the performer is
And
struggling.
I feel like if you take the
Darn.
rim of the ball, it will.
That's what you're watching.
resonance.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, yep,
Good point.
definitely. Okay.
Maybe we try
Yep,
another.
no, yeah, no, yes,
Where
for sure.
it's lined up.
That's not gonna be good. No, no, no.
It used to be there.
Yeah, and also it's gonna be too.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
comfortable with it.
I'm using them to hear where I
Especially
am.
with a bunch of water in it.
It seemed to
So-
happen.
Oh, better.
It's okay, that's why I use that one.
Yeah.
Oh, it
So
doesn't
where
pour
does
well.
it-
Take water?
I mean,
It has a hole or it doesn't.
Oh, I found a hole. Too much
Came
water.
out the back, okay, sorry.
I think
And
there's
here I thought
another
this
one of
was
those
all-
things somewhere. I bet there was.
Actually, do not.
I won't
use so
use
much
this,
water.
I'll use a,
Sorry,
sorry, man.
it's fine, even if it's not. This is a crystal microphone. So it's, yeah, the capsule's actually a rock.
Sorry, Matt.
No, you're fine. I was just telling you the capsule of this microphone is literally a rock. I don't think it's gonna hurt it. That's what I've heard it.
You need a mop up?
Can we just spill the worst?
Sorry?
What is it?
Oh, it turns out the vessel has us.
I suppose it's just a little soft amount
Did
of.
you wanna try this one, David?
What's that?
On a holy vessel.
The old
No,
school
actually-
one.
Undesirable.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
Well, I already filled this one up. Let's, that might not hold.
Oh, no, they're both kind of top heavy. We need something that's kind of.
I've got something.
Okay.
But that's,
One that looks like a sunflower, that would be that would be.
okay.
Anybody?
I know, right? And it's
Sorry
not
about
all
that.
that.
No
All
worries.
that conversation is on.
See, that's why I said what I said.
There is by its very nature,
It's not helping though.
there is gonna
It'll
be
dry
a.
pretty
It'll
fast.
dry in a second, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the tape, never mind, that's the tape,
Yeah.
okay, sorry. Yeah.
The lower stuff is a.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, yeah, that's fine.
You want to slow down?
Well, I'm just looking at this.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe something to do.
Pretty intense sound. Pretty intense sound.
Now, the height.
You just-
Well, let's listen to it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, it's more about whether
Just a second.
it's more about being able to do it than how to.
Like this one?
It's much, yeah. It's practice, isn't it?
Oh, like this. No, this.
No, this will be better. For me, this is good.
Ergonomics.
The thing is,
Get rid of
this
that.
allows me to maintain a low pressure stroke.
Oh, yeah. Maybe change to steak will be better. Steak, drum steak.
That's nice.
I don't know, that's got more
More
like
clicky.
ticky articulation.
Yeah.
There's also like a harder mouth, a harder breath.
I think I can try this one. Maybe.
No, that's not.
And maybe it's also different.
That's, okay.
So beginning
So,
from
so Matt can deal with that.
from spot.
Where are you taking it from?
I'm just looking at it.
Mm.
So. Okay.
this.
It doesn't matter, you can change the tempo.
Yeah, I'm just in general running. This is probably, yeah, this is me pretty, but changing the tempo.
How
Yeah,
about 90?
hmm?
Should we try 90?
90? I mean, it's a little bit more about the need to do this whole thing with one hand and this whole thing with the other hand.
It's hard.
It's hard. I'm not saying it's impossible. It may be,
Takes time to practice.
it may be impossible for me to do in a week.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's it's not, I'm not necessarily saying that you would need to change this because it's not doable, but it may be really difficult to do
In 1 week.
in the time that we have.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
So I might have to edit it a bit. Does that make
problem,
sense?
No
Yeah.
problem.
So I might come up with, yeah, I might need to edit it a bit. Because there are 3 separate things going on, right?
Yeah.
Blowing and,
Oh, he's doing that too.
yeah, because it's like two separate lines going.
It's the hardest
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Blowing is not reading.
Right. No, I can't do my page turn trick when oh boy, that's a problem.
Oh, you don't have a foot pedal, do you?
No, I do the face, it's the facial expression recognition to change pages. But I can't do that with this one, I'm not.
You can, really? I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, it's kind of great. The winking never works, you can either wink or move your mouth.
Really? And wow, that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So that's how I change pages.
I had no idea.
I need a foot pedal.
So I see somebody doing that in a performance, I know. Oh, that's
Not on Twitch.
I swear.
Do you have a foot pedal for the iPad?
I don't, but we'll come up with something. Maybe I'll print out the music this time. I'll figure it out. I'll leave the page turn to the least. Okay.
Why don't we just take it like section by section and you
Yeah.
don't have to do the whole thing, right? Just
Well, I won't be able to go into it. Sure.
just whatever.
But I don't think there's anything in here that's totally impossible. Do you know what I
I
mean?
know, just
It's-
those majors.
Yeah, it's just a matter of,
It's also
for
good.
you, during this section, which is more important? Which voice is more important? Which one would you rather have me get right? I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
Do
know.
you know what I mean?
what
Because I think in the duration that we have, I'm gonna have to
Okay,
shoot.
well, my idea, let me explain. The first one is the high pitch objects is over there,
These,
right?
yep.
And then we move to the steel pipe.
Yep,
So
got it.
that
Yep, that's
one.
fine.
And then we move to the tambourine from here.
Yep,
So which means we need to trans the whole section, the center to the drum part. So that is
so the drum part is primary.
the primary.
Okay, okay.
And
okay.
then we just end of the
Yeah,
drum
that's
part.
fine. It's really only there when there's that, then there's all those layers. And again, like, it's just a matter of learning it. It might need it'll probably need some editing. But, yeah. Yeah, okay, cool.
So you can do some reduce of the high.
Yeah, yeah, but I'll play the drum part correctly.
Mhm.
Or at least, I mean, I'll try. But I will, the drum part I can do, and then it's just a matter of, I'll build the other stuff.
Also, let's just remove all the pitch, not about all the balls and.
For the moment, yeah,
We just
yeah.
keep this one.
For the moment, for the moment, I'll probably just play bowls.
Yeah, and I mean, just keep this note.
This stuff isn't, so the bell is.
Yeah, just keep the pitch and the bell. I mean, this one in the order.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Then maybe.
For now, that's fine. We'll see. All of it is gonna be hard today. You know what I mean?
Yes, of course, it's the first time.
So yeah, it's just a matter of what the priorities are as we go to the concert.
And,
especially
and
if
also we can slow the tempo if you want.
I think that the amount that I would have to slow the tempo to make it too much of a difference
is so much that it wouldn't line up at all with the tape part.
Okay.
Like, I think I can get it to 96, or to 96 as well as I can get it to 90. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's try.
I might not get it anywhere, but.
Is your, maybe a dumb question, is the tempo on the tape part fixed?
Yeah.
Can you
It's
slow-
fixed, but I can slow it because it's from
pitch
the
stretching or-
software, so I can
Yeah.
slow. I can slow whatever you want.
Yeah. I think the amount that you'd have to slow it to make it. I think that I'll be able to do something at that time.
Yeah.
I'll be able to do something.
Okay. Okay. So let's keep the tempo.
Yeah, for the moment, yeah. I just realized I do need to use these because the wrapped mallet will do nothing. Will not do much in that dough.
I can hear that, but I don't know what you feel about it. That will have the articulation.
To me, that's way better.
Okay. So let's use that mat.
And then,
Is this the hardest mallet?
no,
The red one is the hardest.
this is the hardest of mallet.
Two bolts
Oh.
are active.
But all unwrapped mallets are gonna sound harder than anything that's wrapped,
Oh, I see.
basically. So, yeah. So this is a very hard mallet for like vibraphone and stuff like that, but it's still substantially softer sounding than anything that doesn't have the yarn on it.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just gonna use, for the sake of simplicity at the moment, I'm just gonna use 2 mallets. Okay, so we got through that first section.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. But we did get through it. Can we start at 55 seconds?
55 seconds. Okay.
Yeah. Would you object to more marbles?
I think the swelling sound is too quiet. I just feel.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I,
Are you still only using 4 there, did you?
yeah, and so picking them up isn't really working.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what
wow.
I was, remember we mentioned that yesterday, that you might need more marbles?
Yeah, I think
Because-
picking them up doesn't
Yeah,
work,
yeah,
especially because I have to stop swirling
yeah.
to pick it up, otherwise I can't.
It
you know?
interferes with the swelling sound.
Yeah,
So you
so
put in a
I
whole
can-
bunch
I
of
can
marbles.
keep swirling.
Do we have more balls?
More bowls or more marbles?
Marbles.
Marbles.
I don't know where I am, but I know we can get some.
Oh, I thought you had a bucket of them.
Somewhere.
And there's a
I have a
simple-
box of marbles I could bring too if you need.
I think David does have some.
There are some, I don't know if they're, I don't know where they are.
And we can choose other objects has a same sound effect.
I think there was a bunch of marbles in that.
I mean, we can choose something different.
You know, metal file.
No, marbles are great, it's just a matter of, I need
Yeah.
more of them to be able to
Something.
yeah. So basically, essentially, I need, what I think I need is 1 marble for every articulation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm thinking you
Did it?
use this one for the articulation.
Oh, okay.
because that's
Or I could, or just like, or maybe what we do is
Sometimes it
this.
does the same until you see the practical outcome of it.
No, that doesn't work. It's different, it's something different.
Yeah.
Totally different. Oh, let's do that in a similar way, just because you have 4 mouths, right? So,
It's possibly just a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta, if you're a tough fast, you have to hit them, have to throw them.
You want it faster?
It's
No,
only
louder.
approximate.
Yeah, that's better.
I I'm gonna get more marbles. That'll help.
And we can also just use the 4 marbles and maybe ignore all the intensive notes that I wrote here. You can just like hit 4 times. And try to make the spelling sound louder and louder and louder.
Yeah.
Just like
But I
that.
mean, I think I can do both. Just I need more marbles to do it today than I can do today. Okay, let's try. Can we try that again?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What is the major number?
Measure
23.
23.
Okay.
Could you go on measure 22? Just so that I.
Okay.
Do that one more time. Do that again, please.
Okay.
Measure 22. 22.
22. Yeah.
What happened that time is I dropped a marble in and it ran into the one that was swirling around and stopped all the swirling.
I knew that was gonna happen at some point, yeah.
Very hard.
Marble on the loose.
It's just physics, right? It's kind of interference with this one.
Marble broke.
Too easy, laugh out loud.
I mean, there's a certain element of the unusual.
Is the lightest one?
You can't hear the
Yeah, okay.
In that mix, you can't hear what he's doing
Can I be
in the last 5-10 seconds there.
closer to the.
It doesn't matter because I want the sound like their augmentation and their sounds louder and louder and there are a lot of marbles in their space.
What were you doing out of curiosity?
Me?
Yeah, after the swirling.
So it goes, the swirling gets louder, 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 and then diminuendos to nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think, did I do it too long?
Uh,
A little bit, right?
it doesn't matter because it's a kind of like the small ending of the first section.
Okay.
So we can do like a very small climax at this section.
Okay. Can we do that one more time?
Yeah. And the first marble should sound quiet and
Okay.
then get louder
Okay.
and louder. So use the light marble.
That was measure 39?
Now it's a 14, major 14. Here is a major 14. It is a
Okay,
major 14.
okay, okay,
And this is 39.
okay. So do you want me to keep this, so I just didn't do it quite long enough.
I think actually we can improvise with the playback sound and to
Right.
find out where you want to end.
I just need to know where the next thing comes in. So when I start hearing that new sound, I'll stop. Okay, one more time at 23
Okay.
or 22.
37?
Yeah, 39. 38. 41. It's so cute.
We skipped back to the, we skipped the beginning, so we didn't fill the thingies. with
Oh,
the water.
yes, yes. I totally skipped it. Is this sound amplified? Oh, this sounds very nice. Is
Well, this will happen at in that beginning section.
So, it's from the crystal mic?
Yeah, that's the crystal one.
Oh my god.
What's the crystal one?
That black shiny one in the back there.
Oh.
It sounds
The
like
one I
it
poured
has
water.
some color, right?
Yeah, it doesn't move like a normal diaphragm, so it's very rigid. So it has a little bit of a character to it. Whether or not
I
it
see.
works, but I think it sounds kind of cool.
It's really sounds cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Two audio engineers talking.
Okay.
Could we go right at the steel pipe at
It's a T.
at 53?
Okay.
The end of the tape part seems to come very fast to me. So I just need to get ready for it.
Yeah, I can add more time for the first section and the last section.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the moment,
Mm.
here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to do, for the moment, I'm going to, I'd like to crash through it, and I'm going to skip in the section, in the difficult section, from 62 on. I'm going to leave out the glass bowls and vases entirely for the moment, just for the sake of I'd like to try to get through the whole thing.
Okay.
And I'm not going to be able to do that and play that at the same time. I'm going to focus on the drums and getting the pitch bends right, because that's going to be a practice issue.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can't do that at the same time.
David, real quick before you go in, could you do the bending tom thing?
sometime.
Did it do like a crazy bend, like
I need to make the bed bigger. I need to go
Yeah.
harder.
there's one thing that's trying
Maybe you can put the pipe to somewhere you can easy to get that.
Yes, I don't know where that is yet, but yes, yes,
Oh,
definitely.
that's
Perhaps. It's a matter of where.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that is, but I will figure that out. Yeah.
Oh, I think you can put it here.
I think I'm gonna put it, I would like to put it on the drum. I'll figure out where to put it, darn it.
That could be here.
But,
Small thing here.
right.
Get a quick pick up.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Yes. But I want to, let's see how it looks like.
How much is the crystal mic?
It's probably 50-50 Chris. Oh, how much did it cost?
Yeah.
I got it at a thrift store for like not that much, a few dollars.
Oh.
Yeah. Shopgoodwill.com. People know about it now, so things go for more money, but that's where I got that. I got a bunch of mics off there back in the day. when I
Wow.
was- yeah. Check it out though, you can still find some deals.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is super great.
How is it wired? Is it wired?
Yeah. It's unbalanced, so it's got its own cable and it's going to a DI.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
All right.
It doesn't matter, I think the marbles can definitely put inside the brass if you want.
No, I need to start with them out.
Okay.
I need to start with them out so I can pick them up and drop them in. Okay, ready?
Mhm. 1, 2, 3.
Let me do it.
So I think it's really close, but I think this is on the edge of there being too much at the same time in the score for what's realistically going to be achievable. Even in, certainly in the week that we have, but even beyond that. Like I think, like there's like various kinds of dents, right? There's like Fernie-Howe dents, where there's like a density of notes and dynamics. And that's that piece bone alphabet is all, like the density of that is like kind of a traditional density of having to play a lot of notes at the same time. And then there's a different kind of density that's kind of physical action based. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what we're dealing with here. And I think that there's just like a little too much to be achievable well. Do you know what I mean? So I think if you scale back a little bit on what is on the page, I think the overarching result will be more effective. Like, there's just too much, there's a bit, like, it's really ambitious, do you know what I mean? And I think that, like, if you took out
76 to 80, it seems like it's gonna be a real challenge for you.
Yeah, and it's not that, like, I can learn most of it, but it's like, there's just like between this and getting down and like making sure this, like, I forgot to put this back in here, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of those little kinds of things.
Okay.
Like,
And time isn't really on your side.
and
right?
time isn't on my side, you know what I mean? It's a race to do all this stuff. So I feel like if you said, okay, this is like, it's all great, and it's all effective, but I think the effect would be better and as a whole if you went through the score, decided what was most important, and like if you took out maybe 30% of what I'm being asked to do. Sometimes that's notes. Sometimes that's actually notes on the page. Sometimes it's what instruments I'm playing. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it's this.
How about I just change the score like you concentrate on one part at one time?
Yeah, like for the moment, like if you don't feel like, if there's not time to redo the score, I can do it myself and figure out what I'm gonna play. Do you know what I mean? I can do the editing myself. But I think like in an ideal world, I think, there's a famous theater director named Richard Schechner who founded the Worcester Group in New York City and that kind of stuff. And Richard has, my wife did a PhD in the program that he teaches in, and so I was around Richard, did a bunch of workshops with him. And Richard has this really great metaphor about creating any work of art, that it's a two-stage process. The first stage is an additive one, where you're piling things on top of each other,
And then
until it's an active one where you keep adding things, and like as you're getting as you figure out what your goal is, and as you get to the process of adding things is where you figure out what you're trying to achieve and like what it takes to get there, and then you keep adding stuff until it breaks, until like it starts to cloud what you're trying to get at it, you know what I mean, and make it more difficult. And then you start taking things away until it's at the point where you only have, what's left is only what you need to achieve your goal.
Okay.
And that really stuck with me. I think that's a really great metaphor about creating anything. A really good process to possibly create anything. So right now I feel like the editing, like I totally get the direction you're on, and I think it's working. But I feel like we're at that, like what's in the score is past that point where it's kind of where it's
Collapsed.
yeah, it's collapsed a little bit. So if now you can like pull it back I mean, whether that's possible in this workshop or not, in which case I'll do it to like edit it to what I see what I can achieve. But I feel like it's we've got this additive point thing, and this happens so much with percussion because it's so much fun, right? There's so much like there's so much to do, there's so much possibility, and like but at this point like I think I have a sense where you're going, and like if we start just pulling back, you know what I mean?
No problem. I can do that. I think I can like. For me, I feel like the first section for the experiment, I think I need to give you more time to do that because it's not enough time for pouring the water.
It feels really hurried, and it's a very nice still moment.
And it also makes the sound more intensive. But I don't want that. I just want some loose sound, loose kick. So add more time for the first section, and then for the rhythmic section, I think we can just let you concentrate on one section.
On one thing.
And also that will be more suitable for you when you do the movements, like first it's here and then going right, it's the left and right connection. So let's start from the objects.
Now I can play both the bowls and the drums at the same time.
I know.
But I think to do it well, I need you to remove some notes and rhythms.
And I also realized because if you didn't really spend too much time on one object, for example, like the tom-tom, and it's not very clear to hear the pitch bend effect, so it's not that kind of effective I want. And I really hope that the audience can figure out there's a pitch bend object out there, and there's another pitch bend sound, and there's the lowers the pitch bend sound. So I need those three things can be heard very clear. So I think you're right. We need to take out something else. And
if there's less, and I can focus more on like a lot of it is practice. Like there's a solid chunk of it that I just need to practice. But like if there's fewer drum notes and I have a little bit more time to focus on, because the pitch bend I really need to go. I need to blow really hard with a lot of air to get it to be really as dramatic as I think you want it.
Physically, it's.
And when I'm figuring out the rhythms, keeping track of where we are. It's hard to, there's just too much for me to focus on. If I'm able to divert, like, if I've just got a little bit more attention to pay to this, then I think the effect is more of what you want.
But I suppose if you need to do, if you just need to do the pitch bend and kick the low drum, and sometimes maybe the tambourine, only three objects, that would be easier, right?
Yeah, that would definitely be easier. I also wonder if you want pitch bend and the pitch bend, like, is the tambourine needed? Could I just do, as a thing? Just.
Could you please do that at the same time? I want to hear.
Like if you want to do it. It doesn't blend,
But it doesn't seem annoying, but interesting. What do you feel?
About the
tambourine?
Do you think tambourine or the?
I'm more into the bowls and the skins.
Yeah,
tambourine seems on its own.
Yeah, it's very distinct.
Here's what I suggest. Here's what I would suggest for an edit: 2 drums, 2 bowls. Like high low, high low. I think that with the same types of rhythms. I think that's something that's much more achievable. Again, for sure over time. Do you know what I mean? Because I think I can go, especially if I set it up.
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like if I
Here's
go
information processing.
Yeah.
and you get that same, you get a similar kind of effect, but a much more manageable set of demands for me to execute well.
Mhm.
Yeah, especially if you want the pitch changes.
Yeah,
The
to
way that you
really
make
be
it
dramatic.
and, yeah.
And I think that I can do. I think, you know, again, we're super limited by time here, but I think that even if we had a lot more time, I think the effect is gonna be better if you simplify
I
it.
really like the lots of time you played with the two drums and two.
Yeah, that, it feels a lot like, yeah. I
Yeah,
can,
let's just do that, and then replace it with the hardest part in the score right now.
yeah, yeah,
And maybe no tambourine, I don't think that is necessary right now, right?
yeah, I don't know that it adds a lot.
Also, even, I couldn't hear the pitch change with the steel pipe in the water very well.
That's because
Yeah.
because we didn't start at the beginning, or I didn't fill the,
Oh, it wasn't full.
I didn't fill it
Oh,
that
okay.
enough, so I didn't really get much of the pipe into the water.
It's kind of a subtle sound though, right? And with
Yeah,
the tape-
I'm wondering if,
Yeah.
I think,
I mean, I could only hear the taps, not the sound change really.
that does sound better.
That's more distinct.
Yes, better.
You know why it is, because you hear this resonate too.
Oh,
Right, you hear the glass.
yeah,
kicking.
it's resonating.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, because the glass
Notice
has
Has a
a
resonant
top, has a
frequency, yeah.
head.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
resonate together.
yeah,
Yeah, let's change the hardest part to two drums and two balls.
yeah.
And
Are you gonna edit that, or do you want me to?
I can edit that.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, it's better if you do it, because you're the composer. You know what I mean? Because I don't think I will make a better part than you would.
No, I think you're best to own the percussion part because I'm not the percussionist, so I just compose through my
Yeah.
imagination.
But no, but I think if you wrote the kind of rhythmic material that you wrote and just limited yourself to these two voices on each, I think that I can do. I'll make mistakes in the sense we're doing it in such a short period of time, but that's certainly very doable.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So which two things would it be?
Just
Over here.
I think it would need to be ideally this
The
one.
tall
and
one.
this
Oh, okay.
That's tall. I like that sound.
But for the
That-
But
submerging
it's just a hard like hit.
It's hard to execute.
Oh, I see.
So for the submerging effect, I'm using the tall one with this. But I think for the drummy bit,
Oh yeah, okay. So you still have three, but not never three at one time.
and it's purely to do with the specific materials. Like if there were four bowls and the one was, it's because this one is so much taller than the others. I can't. It's just a little more awkward. It's not, but again, there's a level to which it's like I need you to simplify, and I need to practice, and we need to meet like in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the more time I have to practice, the less you need to simplify. But I do think that right at the moment, that it's precarious no matter how much I practice. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just, like I may not get to what you've written.
Yeah, I know.
In
I think
any
it's
kind of
very effective.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I think, ideally, I'd like you to reduce it. I'd like to, in an ideal world, I would practice more than you need to simplify. You know what I mean? I'd like to go 75% of the way there, and you'd go 25.
Okay, I think so let's make just a conclusion. So for the A
So it's
and
not wasting
the
time. Yeah.
plus A section, and
Good enough.
I will add more time for you to
Yeah,
do
things
it.
we did.
to play around.
Maybe double the time.
Yes, yeah.
And
In
for
these
the-
spots.
Yeah, especially the
Yeah,
improvisation
exactly,
section.
yeah. Because then you really do want me to stretch out there, and yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
This, I
I
think,
just have
I
one.
think the bowl thing works. I think that works.
Yeah,
I'll get more.
can
I don't
change
think
that.
you need to change that.
Does everything
Yeah, I just need to change
develop?
the
Does
phrase
everything have to
to
have development?
longer,
Yeah.
longer
But
bridges.
also,
And for the
That coherence?
I just have
Some
one
kind of
question,
coherence?
the experimental section,
Uh-huh.
the
for context.
fourth,
I
that one
feel
sounds
like it's
very
a little
relevant.
bit all over.
I just want to notice the sound.
It's not easy.
Sorry, say again?
You want to take it in, but you also kind of remember
The problem is, as they get more
Right,
water in
relate.
it,
different parts to
The
each
less
other.
this is
That's the experience.
Okay.
Yeah, but this whole thing with the.
Oh, wait.
I didn't hear any memorable tunes in that show. It's like, I know.
That's
think I get what people mean when they say
I
that.
think to me that
Connects.
on the edge of the rim. It's all
Yeah,
small.
no, it's kind of music at all.
Oh, try to apply this one.
It's really actually just like an oddball.
He's not doing the rhythms anymore, right? He decided he's not doing
No,
the rhythms.
This?
Yeah, he's gonna do the, he's gonna just drop harmonies, yeah.
But it's like.
I don't know that it's better. I mean, it's up to you, it's taste, it's both work, both are fine.
This is more consistency, I guess, because the rhythms are.
I don't know why. I just feel when you use this mode, it will have longer system.
I don't think it's gonna I don't think it's gonna affect the sustain at all.
Oh,
It's
No,
gonna,
like
I
this.
think it's
maybe
gonna
just
sustain
the sound.
just most of the attack.
Yeah.
What you get, the
Or
changes.
maybe
will be
it's
better.
more quiet with
Yeah.
more gentle way and maybe the same matters, but I mean use the rubber method, but the more quiet slack.
It's a softer attack, it's a gentler sounding attack.
I mean, sorry, is
It's okay.
the piano.
Yeah.
Try to be level.
For me,
It's too easy to fit
that's a
everything
better
in.
sound. It's got more full spectrum to it, you know what I mean?
Okay, let's just use that.
To me, that's a better sound, but
Yeah.
again, that's taste.
Yeah.
Well, I think just according to the dynamics.
Yeah.
So I appreciate
And also,
this
if I
thing
have more
on
time,
bass
I'll be
because you
able to-
cannot create.
Change the knob.
I'll be able, I could change, but it's not even that.
Control the sound.
Yeah, I'll be able to like
Weird now.
really make sure that I have
So
enough time to
you
play
could rely.
each sound
I got
well.
that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got that.
Like if it's
Well, what's
spaced
Sam
out,
talking about?
I can make sure I can like
I was like, I was
set
setting
Can
a
be
grade. at the
more
beginning.
I
time
can
to
be more
think
precise.
about the.
I can be more precise in my in my
I
playing.
see, I see.
You know, I think more space will solve that.
Yeah.
This I think is okay. I just need to practice it.
John who?
And the B section, I
Oh,
just
right,
need
okay.
to change the drum part, right?
Which one?
The B section. I think
Yeah, this I think is okay. Like I said, I just need to be able. I just need to
And now
practice.
it's as quirky a
And
little.
that comes
it's
with
its own little
Pipes
historical
are right.
thing.
Again, I just need to
But
practice it.
Historical.
This. Yeah, no, I could probably get
FM
that.
together. I love hearing the Beverly Glenn Copeland, the
Yeah.
tape
And then,
that he made
I think
in
it's better
the
delay
80s or whatever. And it's
could
just
you,
like,
yeah,
so
give me time to
mixed
put,
up.
mostly
It's
it's time to
like
put
a
this
real,
down.
like
Give
I
me time
wouldn't
to
have
put
liked
this
it if
down
I heard it
and
back.
then go over here.
I didn't hear it.
Just one measure is fine.
Mhm.
And then this is the part that will simplify, if you simplify to 2 voices each, that should be great. And then this is all fine. If you want to give me more time, I wouldn't.
The
I wouldn't-
frequency modulation sort of.
This part,
Just using all the sound.
there's a pitch
Yeah.
bend. I think I need to delay the pitch bend on this majors.
Yeah, however you want. It's more about the, I think doing, skipping it to that will help a great deal. But yeah, I can do some pitch bends.
Still listen to it.
But anyway,
I feel it's better to do that. For example, you see, I have this kind of
Mhm.
majors, right?
yeah,
I should put that here. So it's
Okay.
like, when you put the steel pipe down, then you transfer to the tom-tom.
Yeah.
And just to do
I
the
found the most what
transfer,
I
show
have.
it
Okay.
can
The
be
most
transferred to
used.
the audience.
Okay,
And
yeah,
so
yeah,
Like
that
real
makes
time, like
here,
play with the
and
frequency,
only
like on a
this
sound. You just hear this.
Okay.
And then we can expand
and
that.
then add other.
Add
It's
the
very
whole
good.
Yeah, that
and
makes
then
sense.
add the two
Yeah.
higher.
Yep, that makes sense.
Because it's
That makes
critical
sense.
theory to get.
Yep, that makes sense. In the end, I'm fine with the end.
John Chowning.
And the lower
Who's the inventor of
end.
FM.
That's up to you whether you want it. I'm fine either way. It's fun. It's
I'll
fun.
try to
It's
do
fun, and I
it.
think it's beautiful. So I think it could last for my taste. It could last longer. But that's a.
Yeah, or like the dueling.
I don't think there's not a technical reason to do it.
Taco
I think
Bell.
it's nice. So I would enjoy doing it longer.
Great.
But that doesn't mean I'm right. You know.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
think a little
combine
bit
here,
longer
right?
would be better because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
If the time is so limited, it will be more intensive.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
And I really like the ending
It has
is
a-
pouring
an
the
effect
water
to it.
sound. It's
And
really
should
nice.
and so I should stay longer than
Of
that.
any way, in any way.
I feel it
Okay.
that way.
Or that,
Okay.
you know, not
Yeah.
maybe, but that's how it's being used.
That's
Okay,
lovely.
great.
That's what I
Let's
love.
change that.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. That's a plan.
Mm.
Cool. Get that to me as soon as you possibly can, because then I will be able to practice.
I suppose I can send you the refined score on Sunday.
That would be amazing. That would give me then the 3 days to actually work on it before. Yeah. Before we get there.
Well, great, this is great. I'm glad that this happened because we were talking about a lot of these things last night, but you have to really see how it's working, right?
Yeah, you gotta get
To
behind it.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah,
Yeah, and also test the sound and what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
yeah, exactly. yeah.
No, this is good. The sounds are beautiful. Yeah, and I think it's very doable. I can live with those changes. But yeah, there's just a little too much information to happen
I know.
well.
I know, yeah.
But like, yeah, that's the point of this is trying stuff and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. And now like, yeah, that whole idea of like pulling it back to the minimum of what it needs to be what you.
Actually, I had a discussion with Dr. Brenner yesterday, and he also said that maybe there will be too much things to hit at the same time.
I mean, it's like it's close. It's close.
Yeah.
You know, it also depends on materials. So these things are, they're not instruments, they're different levels, they're not, but like the rhythms that you've got, if it were drums and like wood blocks or something that I could,
That would be faster.
that would be easier.
I know.
That the same material would work on different instruments.
Yeah.
Things that are made for just me
I
to
know
go.
Dr.
Like you're
Brenner
just
also
putting
mentioned
down.
this.
Where I'm just
Straight
going
down.
down. But if like the bowls, it's a small target. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I'm
because
moving
it's
it
really
really
hard to
quick.
play. It's
Yeah.
not an instrument. It's
So-
really hard.
So like the same music would probably would probably work with practice, of course, on a different set of instruments. But the bowls, I just can't.
Click away.
There's too much room for error. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to get that good sound, I need to. You know what I mean?
Actually, the best way is to have a bigger bowl, and then we can make a very small, like the glass plate. We can let it float on the water,
Yeah,
so you can
right,
just
yeah.
hit that.
That would be great.
That would be easy, but it's expend more money.
Exactly. But cool, it's nice, and I like it. Does have like it came together. Like
Apples.
there's a kind of a plan for going forward.
Yeah.
Great. I
Yeah,
love it.
I
definitely.
will change it in that way.
Love it.
All right, good stuff, you guys.
Are you the first one or are you second?
I'm first.
Awesome. Is your
That was the second.
Great.
And then I'll
Yeah.
send a like sketch.
Yeah.
Okay. I will try to look at it, but
It's
I'm not given a problem with this.
workshop has been recorded.
Yes,
Where can I see that?
I think it's in your emails.
Really?
So when you go to the emails, it's gonna be on YouTube, yeah. So
Oh,
when you go
on
to,
YouTube, okay.
yeah, Matt sent everyone an email with a list of, where you can find all those things. Let me send everyone his email.
Yeah, look for the email from Matt.
Just, yeah, Matt's email.
With the links for those, yeah.
Yeah.
Got the photos?
Yeah, I just want to shoot up. The picture is really lovely.
Richmond works, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to hear that finally.
And no tampering. I will delete that from.
Yeah, I think it's- Cool. Could you, do you mind taking them empty and
Yeah,
putting
yeah,
them in
no
the water?
problem. And I think I just put all the thing in one of the box,
Great,
right?
perfect.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So you
Just
can.
leave it all in one place.
Yeah, then you can find it.
So the email from Matt is sent on May 7th. Okay, so May 7th. He
May
has,
7th?
Yeah, he has a
Okay.
list of links to all
Right.
the seminars there and all the,
Okay.
there's links to everything. So look in your email folder for May 7th from Matt. Yeah. Great. Awesome. Have you guys checked out any of the other, used the links at all in that sense? I don't know if you needed to, but
I have not yet.
I just went to check out, Matt said all the links to like, so every session's recorded?
I have the.
Yeah.
I don't know where you
One can work.
Yeah, I think I have checked the YouTube link lots of time, and it's also the live broadcast, there is no record.
Oh, really?
I don't know, maybe I just went to a wrong address.
Well, if there's a problem, then just send it up to Matt and see what the problem is. Because I don't think there should be a problem. Let me see.
Is the server put inside this one?
That one, I stick that, see it in the front.
Oh.
There we go.
So if I go to May 15th.
Thanks for asking.
It should be there, right? Yeah, there it is.
Looks like it.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, just stick it back, that's fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah. That was last week, right?
Oh,
Yep.
those things.
I'm probably swearing my head off to you. Fuck, Anyway, I think I was at the beginning, and then it just gets into stuff, right? Just gets into stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's all there.
it's braille there?
Yeah, yeah, this is from May 16th. So this is the email, right?
Oh, so
So,
what
we
is the
should have-
title
should
of
they-
that?
It's just from May 7th. I don't know what the subject is, but it's on the 7th of May he
Okay,
sent it.
okay,
So if you check
Yeah.
that date and then just go through, so these,
So, just a click the.
Like he was applying to something.
so this one probably won't be up yet because it's just today,
Yeah.
Oh.
but it'll be up like really soon, right? So,
Oh, I got it,
cause
okay.
he just
So,
finished.
so I
right?
can just click the,
Yeah, so-
the time.
Yeah, just click there and it should go to the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
You
that.
mentioned
Thank you.
larger cast irons.
Yes.
Here we go. We have everybody there. Awesome. Here we go.
It might be one that I cooked in there.
Oh, yeah, just be patient and then it'll get over to YouTube at some point today or
Yes.
you can ask him why it'll be up.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Okey-doke.
So Matt, no one in tonight, you said?
Correct.
I'm gonna leave. I am gonna leave my things here.
Or actually, wait. Wait, I think I was wrong about that. Lots of stuff.
I'm gonna put this in your office.
Well, I think they're just like,
Oh, you're in tonight, Allison?
yeah, I booked something.
And Johnny's in tonight?
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Is it this band rehearsal?
It's him, and his partner's group. Yeah, so it's just two people.
I've never heard his band.
Johnny's really good. He works in a lot of different things and a
Yeah.
lot of different roles.
Yeah.
All of it's good.
What's he do with his dude, with the fellow he's playing?
Oh, it's a chance, Strode. Yeah, it's like a, what's that? Yeah, yeah, it's like an electro pop, very heavy on the background, pad. It's really good. I found the vocals on the project. Yeah, it was really hard to do because I recorded in the CD. I had to come up with this version of Melodyne and split them up, and luckily they were all on different parts. And that was the only.
Alright, I think we're, just leave those for now.
But still, it was really hard. Because you had to make compromises, and you couldn't do it by her. Couldn't throw the other singer. It's just too much of the other singers that out, like too much of their duty. Then it felt weird and robotic, so I don't know, it was like a constant compromise, so it was really hard, but it turned out good.
Great session today, guys. That was really fun. Really fun today, so. Yeah.
We have a rainfall warning, so just take care.
Yeah.
It'll be like flooding and stuff.
Oh, great. I'm gonna run to the car and get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, of course, yeah, even, wherever you find
We're
it.
developing
I didn't, I don't think it's, yeah, I'm not, I figured, probably shouldn't be too wet.
Alright, in light of the rainfall warning, I'm gonna try to